guess you already knew this. But before I begin, does any one of you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube? It's fun. It's fun to learn because it's quite easy to pick this up and you can find how to learn. But I'm not here to show how do you solve Rubik's Cube. I'm rather here to tell you some life lessons that I learned when I was trying to learn how to solve Rubik's Cube. Before I learned how to solve the Rubik's Cube, I had this wall inside my head. And this wall separated people into two kinds. People on this side of the wall were geniuses. They were inherently born with a beautiful brain that can do a lot of stuff. For example, Will Smith in the movie Pursuit of Happiness. He picks up a Rubik's Cube, and that's the first time he's seeing a Rubik's Cube, and he spends some time with it, and he knows how to solve it. But on the other side of the wall, there exist people like me, which if you gave the Rubik's Cube, we would spend some time with it, try to figure out, okay, where does this go, how do I solve this, and in the end, put it away because you know that's not meant for you. And I had this wall that made me stay in my comfort zone, that told me that those things that people can do is forbidden fruit. It's not for you, and you have to keep it there. That made me not take risks in life, and that made me safe and happy with what I was doing. But one day, when I was in my previous jobs, when I was working, I found a colleague who was solving the Rubik's Cube, and he was telling something about cheats and some algorithms and so on. I was curious, okay, how does this work? So I went back home, and I picked up a Rubik's Cube, which I had borrowed from my girlfriend, and I went online and tried to see if you can solve it, and I found that you could. But in the beginning, I thought, I was actually cheating. I was putting a ladder, trying to jump over the wall. But then, after I learned how to solve the Rubik's Cube, it kind of hit me. I realized that, yes, there are people who are geniuses, who can do amazing things with the brain. But the people on this side, it's not that they cannot do that, it just requires some effort and some training and getting out of the comfort zone so that they can get over the wall. And in short, that helped me take new risks in life because I understood that if I stay in this zone that I am in, I would not be experiencing different things in life. So that was the first lesson I learned when I was trying to solve the Rubik's Cube. The second lesson that I learned when I was trying to solve this was that with repeated practice and patience, not only do you become really skillful at doing something, in this case, solving a Rubik's Cube, you also make a thing of beauty. In this case, you have similar colors on all sides. So after repeated practice, I could solve this in 1 minute and 40 seconds or something like that. That was the best. Not now, it was a few years ago. But then you can apply to other things of life. Simple tasks of daily life, maybe your accounts or anything, the more you keep doing it again and again, not only you become skillful at it, you add a touch of yourself to it. You make it more beautiful because you add a sense of individuality to that thing. And these are, in short, 2 lessons that I learned from learning how to solve this Rubik's Cube. And I use this every day if I have some kind of block and try to get over the block. And I use this to make sure that I don't stay in my comfort zone. I try to learn new things, take more risks, because I know that in the beginning that I would suck at it, but I know that if I keep trying, I might get there, and if I don't, it was still an experience well done. So the 2 things, getting out of your comfort zone and making sure that you keep repeating and practicing the same thing over and over again, are things that I learned, that kind of realized when I was playing with this thing. Probably you also have something that you learned during your childhood with a toy that you played or something that you realized yourself. Maybe tonight might be a time you can go back, take a moment, reflect upon what you had learned and use that. You could use that to get over the block that you're currently facing at work, or use that just to keep going on in life. This could be a sort of motivation for you, and that is also my speech for today. Thank you.
Please take a minute.